Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Pedal Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Outridge, and today we're going to share with you what's coming up for the month of November, some of the guests we got coming up, some of the changes we got coming up, and some of the events we got coming up. We got lots to share with you. So let's get things started. Before we do that, though, let me tell you a little bit about Bison Transport. That's right. They've got their Right to Decide program is one of the safest on the road, allowing drivers to decide when it's time for them to pull over. So, hey, you know what? Let's find out exactly what's going on over there by going to bisondriving.com. If you want to work for a fleet that cares about you, then Bison Transport should be on your list. All right, bisondriving.com. All right, let's get started. All right, so let's start off with some of the stuff that we've got coming up new, and probably the biggest area to do that is with our Lead Pedal Radio program, our station over there. As you guys know, if you don't know, but if you do know, Lead Pedal Radio is all about the music and entertainment side of our brand. That's where we've got some cool shows like the Road Show, the Indie Show, our Tropical Day Show, our Oldie Show. They're all kind of hosted on Lead Pedal Radio. We also have Lead Pedal Media, which is our event coverage and some of and you know, general. It kind of combines all of it: the fan club, the radio, the podcast, the media, all that kind of under Lead Pedal Media and the event coverage. So kind of three different brands within the brand of Lead Pedal. But you guys know the podcast. We've been doing this for a long time. But Lead Pedal Radio, we've had the Road Show. In fact, Lead Pedal Radio started 5 years ago. It started in 2020 in the pandemic, by accident. We weren't planning on starting a radio station. It kind of evolved from a Facebook Live. Over the years, we've gone through some transitions. We've gone through apps. We've gone through stuff. And we're about to do that again. Every year, I like to look at things and go, hey, what's working? What's not working? What do I like to do? What's, working as far as money and all that kind of stuff. And so what we're going to do now is starting, we haven't got a set date for the start. I haven't decided whether I want to start this in November, December, or if I want to wait till January. Probably going to wait till January, but you may start seeing some before. So what is happening? We are going to create one show. And that one show, haven't decided on a name yet, so I can't even say that. But basically, it's going to be like the Road Show. But it's going to be, right now, the Road Show is noon on Wednesdays. And, people are working and hard to get people going there. And so what we're doing is we're combining two shows into one. So actually, we're combining three shows into one. As you know, we've always done our trivia games on Monday nights, and we do our Road Show on Wednesdays. We do our Indie Show on Fridays at noon. So all of them were done based on my schedule and what I could probably keep consistent, as opposed to probably the best time. So what we're going to do now is we're combining the Road Show, the trivia game, and the Indie Show into one show. It's going to be a one-hour show, possibly two down the road, but right now it's going to be one. And it's going to be themed, and it will have a mix of those three elements in the show. And that's going to be better for, I think, everybody, for A, our sponsors, and B, for our audience. And I think it's going to be live. All right, so we're going to do it. I can tell you it's going to be Monday nights at 7 o'clock. I'm just not sure what start date. So start looking for that. You're going to start seeing stuff happening around that. I'm just not sure on the start date. I'm not sure if I want to start it before the new year or in the new year. I'm leaning more towards January. Happy to hear your thoughts on that. All right, so that's the Road Show, the trivia game, and the Indie Show. They're going to be combined in the near future into one show live each week on Lead Pedal Radio, and it's going to be on Monday nights at 7 o'clock. That I can tell you. Now, the second thing is the Oldie Show, which we've been doing Mondays at noon. We still combine it as part of Lead Pedal Radio, but it's kind of taken off its old brand because that's what I've been getting hired for here locally in the area, to do oldies, DJing and stuff like that. So we've kind of separated it, and it got picked up a while ago by Back to Beach Radio, which is in North Carolina, and we are going to and they air that show Tuesdays at noon. So what we're doing is we're moving it from Mondays at noon to Tuesdays at noon. It will be done live on Back to Beach Radio, and then it will also be on Lead Pedal Radio as well, live at the same time. So we're moving it to Tuesdays at noon, and then it will remain up on Lead Pedal Radio after that. So that's going to be the oldies show. Our Tropical Days show, which happens on Sundays, is usually a 3-hour show. We're going to be cutting that down to a 2-hour show. The reason for that is that also got picked up by a network in the States that's owned by Back to Beach Radio called Beach Music TV, and that one is on Roku. So if you have Roku in the States, you could watch the Tropical Days show. Not sure what time they air it. I think Tuesdays at 4, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, that one is we've been doing 3 hours, and I've been cutting it down to 2 hours to send to them. So we're just going to make it 2 hours, so it saves me some editing down the road. That's the way it goes. All right. So we are having some big things happen there. We are really going to be, we're excited about some of the changes. You're going to see us more live the way we do things, and that's kind of where we're going for the future. And hopefully that's going to help everybody from audience to sponsors to our schedule, all that kind of stuff. We've had a lot of people asking us about the trivia game when it's coming back. So it is coming back soon, just not sure whether it's going to be mid-November or if it's going to be January when we start that. I'm thinking because of Christmas and all that, Thanksgiving, I might just wait until January, but I'm just not sure yet. I have to get some more feedback from my peeps. So if you're one of my peeps, hey, give me some feedback. Love to hear it. All right, so there's the big changes happening with Lead Pedal Radio. As far as our changes on what's coming, some of the changes coming up as far as Lead Pedal Podcast, there's not really a lot of changes there. You're going to see a new focus in some of the stuff we're doing. You're probably seeing more video. That was something we started in 2025. That's going to continue into 2026, and we're looking forward to doing more stuff. So the podcast isn't really going to change, but we've got lots of stuff coming up. So hey, let's get you into guests and get you figured out on what's going on there. But before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about Compliance Mentors. They came on with us earlier in September, and if you're looking for someone to help you with safety and compliance for your fleet, whether it be here, Alberta, or BC, then Compliance Mentors is straight across Canada, and they can certainly help you, and they work with safety compliance. They're very passionate about safety, and I know that's really going to be something that you're really in tune to. So check them out at compliancementors.com is what you can find out there, and you can also click right through in the show notes for that as well. All right, let's get into some of the guests coming up with the Lead Pedal Podcast. Who we got coming up in the middle of November? All right, so first of all, you're listening to the first episode right now. That's the What News episode. We're going to be talking with Erin Sherman. She's with Bison Transport, and they have changed the way that they are doing their recruiting. We're going to talk to her about what recruiting looks like in 2025 and into 2026, because it has changed quite a bit. In fact, a lot of these big companies have changed the way they're doing things. They've dropped some programs, they've started some programs, and so we're going to be talking about that. Later on this week, you're going to hear a lot about the new, you know that every year we vote on a featured truck. So we've completed all the featured trucks entries for this year. So now we have like 40 featured trucks to go through. And so we're going to be starting to do this. Last year, we started kind of late and it went into March before we got anybody. We're going to be grouping it this year and try to get this done before the end of the year. So, you'll see our first. We're going to launch it. We'll talk about the program next at the end of this week, and then you'll start seeing groups for our feature trucks after that continue on. We're going to be talking about veterans. If you're a veteran and trucking and how they go together and why you want to, pay attention to that for sure. We got some industry updates. Oh, there's so much stuff going on in the industry, isn't there? Enough to make you really, really tired. Our focus this month is road safety, of course, and winter driving. That's what we're going to be talking about. So we'll be offering you some road safety tips to do with winter driving. Transrep and PMTC have put on an event talking about Canadian trucking. We're going to be covering that for you. And then, of course, we've got if you haven't thought about cybersecurity or you haven't heard of scams, that is what's coming up. We're going to be talking with Jason Stitt about that at IT Force. And let's see, Ontario Truck Driving School is putting on a recruiting event, a job fair basically, and we're going to find out exactly what's going on with that and why you want to be part of that for sure. And that's happening on November 5th. So we'll be covering that for you. So that's basically what we've got coming up for the month of November as far as guests go. Those could change. As you know, it wouldn't be the first time that we've said, here's what's going to happen, then we change it. Sometimes things pop in at the last minute. Hey, if you haven't heard of our Shifting Gears newsletter, this is a theme newsletter that comes out every month. If you're on our mailing list already, then you already get it into your inbox. If not, then you need to, you want to sign up and get it. We do share it out on our socials, but after it's come out. So if you want to see what's, it's not a newsletter about us. It's a newsletter with tips on how to improve your business. So that's Shifting Gears. Every month it's themed. You want to check that out. If you want to check out old episodes, head over to Lead Pedal Podcast and just click on the Shifting Gears category to get started with that. All right. When we come back, I'll tell you about some of the events. Here we go.
By far my favorite station.
You're the best. Oh, yeah.
I love you guys.
All right, so let's bring you up to date on what's going on. If you're listening to this the day of, you probably were at the Trucking Network job fair, which happened on November 1st at the Pearson Convention Center. You want to keep an eye on their job fairs. Go to the truckingnetworkevents.ca. PMTC is having their Canadian Transportation Summit November 6th in Bolton, Ontario. It's going to be at the Canadian Tire terminal there. Go to pmtc.ca. They're going to be talking about the industry in general and what's going on. TCA, which is the Truckload Carriers Association, is having their Bridging the Borders event November 19th. I got a feeling this is going to be a packed room in Mississauga, Ontario. Go to truckloadbbb.com for that. And then the Trucking Network is also having their Fleet Executive Summit on November 25th, 2025 in Brampton, Ontario. And you can go to fleetexecsummit.net. And that's all I've got until the end of the year. Of course, you can add in your Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all the rest of the stuff to take you to the end of the year. We'll be updating our list. Things are starting to come out for 2026, and I know it's going to be a good one, and let's hope it's going to be a good one because we've had enough challenges in 2025. Don't you think? The whole world is a mess, and I don't even know where to start, so we're going to be starting it for you. Anyway, check that out. If you want to click on any of these and find out more about these events, you can go to our events calendar at the leadpedalpodcast.com. Click on events calendar. We update that every month, and you can click through right to all of these events and find out all about them. Hey, while you're there, check out our friends over at Rosedale Transport. They have a fleet that is just to die for. They've been around for over 50 years. They are a solid fleet. You never hear about them in the news. They're always just stable, doing what they do. They got a great team, 15 terminals throughout North America. Their HR department wins awards every year, and they have over 800 employees. And if you want to work for a fleet that's got local, regional, highway, and owner-operator positions, Rosedale Transport should be on your list. Where do you go? You go to rosedaleGroup.com and click on the Careers tab. That's where you can get them. All right, my friends. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us on the podcast. Subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're on, and whether that be video, YouTube, socials, whatever it is, subscribe, follow us, and make sure that you're getting the latest episodes when they drop. All right, we'll talk to you later. Be good out there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and be safe on the roadways. Bye for now.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.